Hi friends, and welcome back to Decorate Your Life. This is Sandy for Graphic 45, and in today's tutorial I'm sharing how you can make this beautiful tag mini album using your tags, chipboard, papers, and embellishments from Graphic 45. Please visit my blog for pictures and a full supplies list. Enjoy the tutorial.
So for our Graphic 45 tag mini album, we're going to use the following. We're going to use 6 of these Graphic 45 regular size tags. For this specific collection, I'm using the ones in ivory. We're also going to be using the Graphic 45 tag die, and we're going to die cut 12 pieces. Now I have 6 pieces for the front, and my 6 pieces for the back of the tags are going to be pretty much the same. Now we're also going to use 2 of the Graphic 45 ATC policy envelopes, and these come in a bag like this, and so you're going to get them in the dark palettes as well as the lighter palettes, and because I'm using a lighter color collection, I'm using these 2 right here. Whereas in this mini album, I used the ones from the darker color palette, as you can see. Okay. And let's see. We are also going to need 2 sheets for the cover, and I went ahead and pulled these out from the collection. And also for these tags, I'm going to back up a little bit for these tags. You can use your 8x8s just like you can use your 12x12 sheets. And I'm also using the Graphic 45 chipboard, and let me show you what the chipboard says so that you can get all the specifications. They do come in 12x12 sheets, and I really enjoy using the Graphic 45 chipboard. I find it to be easy to manage. It's easy on my paper trimmer, and once you have your Graphic 45 sheets covering this up, it's going to be so sturdy. And let me show you what I mean by that. This mini album was created using the Graphic 45 chipboard sheets, and let me show you, have a listen to how sturdy this is. See, once you have everything covered up, it's sturdy, very sturdy. Okay, so we have that, and we're also going to need to trim 7 strips. This is going to be for our binding. We are going to put it in our scoring board, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Then we flip it over and score at 1/2 inch again. Okay, that's how we're going to do with these strips. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so we're going to cut 7 strips of cardstock, and each one of them is going to measure 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. So what we do is we take these to our scoring board, and we're going to score them at 1/2 inch, and then we turn it around and we score it at 1/2 inch again. So what this does is it leaves about 1/4 inch gap per page, which is plenty of space to embellish each and every single one of your pages. So now that we have our strips ready for our binding, we are going to take each one of these Graphic 45 regular size tags, and we are going to glue one of the sides of the strips to the tag, and basically, as you can see here, we have trimmed them in such a way that we don't have to worry about the rounded corners. So we're just going to take some wet adhesive, and make sure that you have some good quality wet adhesive, and you're going to apply it to the one side or one end of the strip and just place it right on your tag like you see here. And to bind the other pages, my friends, it is so super simple. All you got to do is apply glue, and you add your second tag like you see here, and then you just line it up with the first tag and just follow through, and you will do this for each and every single strip with the remaining tags, and then you will see how straight your pages turn out so long as you line them up as you put them down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up this segment just a little bit. That way you can see how everything falls into place, but you don't want to have to sit through the whole 6 minutes of it. So I will go ahead and speed it up and add a little bit of soothing, enjoyable music to this. And then once this segment is over, then you will be able to see the rest of my video in real time. And as you can see, this video, this tutorial is less than an hour long, and I tell you, you can make this mini album in about an hour. So yeah, once you have all of your die cuts in place, once you have chosen your papers and everything, and you've done your strips, putting it together is a breeze. Okay, so now we're ready to apply the inserts to our tag pages. So basically what I did was I cut 12 inserts. Okay, 6 of them from the same paper style, and those are the ones that you see on your left hand side of the screen. The other 6 are going to be staggering styles or designs. In other words, 3 designs are different and 3 designs are the same. And so what I do is I put one on one page, and then on the second page I put a different design, and then you will see it'll make sense as we watch this video together. Now, here is one thing that I like doing in my mini albums, and with this paper collection especially, if you've noticed in this paper collection, you have 3 or 4, yes, actually 4. Let's see, 1, 2, no, 3. No, wait, there is 4. I'm thinking out loud. Okay, you have 4 major color groups. Okay, you have the red, you have the green, you have the gold or creams, and you have the blues. So what I'm doing with this mini album, I'm using everything in the red color groups. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with using the different, mixing up the color groups for your mini album, but I think that by using just the one shade, you have that sense of continuity within your pages, and yeah, you might want to try that. Now, this collection has absolutely beautiful, stunning colors, and I think that by separating the color groups, you'll be able to create more than one mini album. You have the potential of making 4 different mini albums like these, so you can give them away to friends or loved ones. Okay, so now we are going to put our chipboard pieces together to make the cover. And what we have here, and let me take a look at my notes, we have 2 pieces cut at 6
by 4 1/4. That's these two, the front and back, and one piece cut at 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to be using these two pieces right here. This is from the 12 by 12 sheets, and what I did was I cut them in half. So this is 6 inches and 6 inches by the 12. Now, if you wish, you can take more of a precise measurement by just kind of like eyeing how you're going to close your chipboard pieces or attach your chipboard pieces, and over here you want to give it about an inch worth of space, and then you would be marking how much of this width you need. But I'm not going to do that, just to make it easier on me, and I know that I'm going to have some scraps left over, but they can always be used for anything like tags or frames or anything like that. So we're going to use a 1/2 inch double-sided score tape along with your scissors, and we are going to hold our pieces like so, because this is the front and this is the back. Okay, so now we're going to add our double-sided tape, and when it comes to double-sided tape, get the best one that you can. Don't get the $1 or the $2 one, because chances are by getting the inexpensive brand, your book is going to fall apart on you. Okay, and we don't want that to happen. You don't want to put all this work into making a mini album and then having it fall apart on you because the tape was too weak. So here we go. We're going to set this as straight as I possibly can. Okay, and we are going to join these two pieces right along that width of the tape. And so here we go, and we're going to hang on to this piece so we can keep a straight line. And there you have it. Okay, so now we can go ahead and do this straight. Now there is a trick, something that I've been doing lately, and this is just an optional step. And yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna bring out my scoring board. And I'm going to put my pieces on my scoring board. Now, and let me bring one more thing out. Okay, here we have a graphic 45 washi tape. Okay, what I want to do is I want to ensure that these pieces are as straight as they can possibly be. Okay, so I use my scoring board, line them up in my scoring board, and I'm going to use, let's see, do I have a thinner one? Okay, I'm going to use this thin one here and use some double-sided tape like so. And like I said, you don't have to do this. I do it because I really like straight lines, and I have found that this helps me out a lot. And if you've seen my previous mini album videos, you'll know that I love straight lines, and oops, wrong one. I will use whatever tools that I have to ensure that I get straight lines. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this one out. And the reason why I'm putting double-sided tape when I use a washi is because, after all, it is washi tape, and we know that it's not permanent tape. So that's why I'm using double-sided tape. See, I have this right along there. I give myself some space for that. And I'm just gonna join these two pieces by using my graphic 45 washi tape. Okay, just like that, just like that. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this, go like so over there, and like so over there. Okay, so that's one piece that I have just joined with my washi tape. Alrighty, and now for the second piece. Oops, went the wrong way. Okay, so now once again I'm squaring this out right along here, and I'm gonna use my double-sided tape first. One there, and another piece right along there. Okay, and like I said, this is an optional step. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if you like perfect straight lines like I do, then you might want to do this additional step. And right along here, and I mean, not only do you get straight lines from here, but also you're gonna get an equidistant, I believe is the word, equidistant measurements here and here, so they match. Okay. Here we go. One. And we're going to bring it over. And we are bringing it over. And there we go. Okay. So now we have this. And make sure that we lay this the right way. And we can now apply our chipboard onto the cover. And what I'm doing now is, first I'm aligning it to make sure I have everything the way I want it to. Okay, so now this is the middle of my whatchamacallit paper. So what I want to do is I want to ensure that we are in the middle. Okay, so that's the middle, and I'm gonna, let's see, which way should I could go like so. Okay, we're gonna take our glue, okay, so now there we go, just like that. And then what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to just flip this over and just kind of like remove any air bubbles, if there's any air bubbles. Okay. So now, See, we have about an inch here and about an inch here. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Cut about an inch. We can use scissors or we can use our paper trimmer. It's up to you. This one there. And we're eyeballing it about an inch. There we go. And these two pieces I can use elsewhere, something else. Alrighty, so now that we have this, what we can do over here is we're going to cut corners here and here, but when you cut your corners, you don't want to cut them all the way to the end, because then when you fold these over, these edges are going to show. So what you want to do is you want to cut your corners, leaving some of the paper intact, see, like so. Okay, that way when we're ready to fold this over, we're going to pinch these in and the black corners won't show. Alrighty, so we toss these and we begin folding our paper just like so. And sometimes I like to kind of like fold in stages so that it doesn't rip the paper. And go like this. I've seen tutorials where some ladies like to take a damp cloth and kind of like use a damp cloth around the edges so that it doesn't tear up any edges, and you can do that if you wish. Me, I like to do this in stages. That way we're slowly breaking some of those fibers, stretching those fibers so that we don't get breakage. Okay. And the same thing for this one. Just start stretching those fibers. One of my pups is sleeping under my desk, and he likes to snore. So if you hear some snoring in the background, that's my puppy. That's my little Pomeranian. Okay, so we have that, and now while we're at it, we can go ahead and start breaking the fibers over here, or stretching the fibers, if you will, over here and over here, just like so. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do next. Now, I've learned this through trial and error. When you are gluing paper to the area of the spine, okay, you have to ensure that you apply your double-sided tape in the entire area, okay, not sporadically, but and if you're using glue, you must also do that in the entire area. Alrighty, because if you don't and only some parts are glued, once you glue this down and only some parts are glued and then you fold it over, you're going to have these air bubbles popping up. So, and I learned that the hard way, okay? So I figured out that, you know what? You need to go ahead and tape down the entire area. So this is about an inch, okay? what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my double-sided tape right along here. And if you hear any meows, that's my kitten. That's my cat. She's not a kitten anymore. She's just wanting attention. So we're going to do this here like this. Okay, and it goes a little bit over, so I'm going to use my thinner tape, and I'm just going to attach it right at the edge of that, just like so. And we are going to do the same thing to this side. Just like that. And take this tape, and we are going to go like that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, right over here, before we glue these down, let's go ahead and pinch in like this with your nail. Let's pinch those corners in with the nail. Just kind of like push it in like so. Same thing with this one. Just kind of push it in like so. We're breaking those fibers. Okay. So let me gather my, here we go. Whoops, it's one. And that's two. Throw these out. Okay, and I like to start in the middle, just like that. In the middle, and we're going to work our way out. There we go. That's one. Turn it over. And over here, there's a tiny little edge. I do want to add a little bit of glue right along here. It's okay like this over here, but where it meets a spine, I really need to ensure that there's no space in between tape. So just go ahead and do this right along here, because I don't want my these areas to pop out eventually, because it'll happen if you don't do this. Okay, this and like this. Okay, so we have this and we have this. Alrighty, and now for these two edges, we can just go ahead and use the glue sporadically. So once again, we're going to go like so, and we're going to go like so. We are going to grab the glue, and I like to put a little bit of glue there and a little bit of glue here, glue around on the edge, and just like that, and just like that, and there we go. Beautiful. And of course, get rid of any air bubbles. Now, the glue that I like to use is this one. You're going to see this glue in all of my videos. That's the only glue I use now, and I've used a ton of glues. Okay, and that glue you can use with metals. You can use, gosh, with a lot of stuff. It works really, really well. And best thing about it is no air bubbles. And it dries fairly quickly. Just 1, 2. It dries clear and fairly quickly. Okay, it has no glitter, by the way. I don't know why they call it art glitter glue. I guess you're supposed to add glitter to it. I don't know. But that's it. Let me just put this there. Okay, So now we have everything glued, and once again, slowly, we go like so, and slowly, we go like so. So you see, this is what the inside looks like. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so now, before attaching our paper, or I mean our tags to our mini album, see, it's looking so pretty already. We are going to go ahead and add this part over here, the inside cover. And if you can, it's always a good idea to, so that this appears seamless, it's a good idea to use the same design as your strips for your inside cover. So let me see if I have some. Okay, so here is one sheet, and the one that I'm using is called the Anthems Suite. Alrighty, and basically, you know, you just kind of have to measure the inside. For example, I can go ahead and trim it at 4, and it's going to go a ways, so I'm going to trim it at 4, and I'm going to trim, ooh, here's another piece. See, here's a scrap piece, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim this scrap piece and join them. So let me put this away. Okay, I'm going to take my piece and trim it at 4. Alrighty. Now here's something that you're not going to see me do in this mini album, but you can if you wish. On the other one, I inked around the edges with my Graphic 45 ink. For this one, because I want more of a cleaner look to it, I'm not going to ink around any of the edges. So we have this one, and let's go ahead and we're going to need to do the same thing with this one. So now what I got to do is I flip it over to the other side, okay? And with my handy dandy pen, what I like to do is I like to mark the areas of the spine, and I like to go out about almost an inch. Okay, so this is my spine, alrighty, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace an area that goes off the spine about an inch here and off the spine about an inch there. Once again, because I want to ensure that every single spot has tape on it. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to add tape to here and right about there. Okay, so I've marked my areas, and then I'm going to take my double-sided tape, and I'm going to do just that. And see how I have this tiny little space? I'm just going to apply glue to that. Okay, so let me make sure we have it facing the right way, and this doesn't matter how it faces. So we're going to go here, here, and here. And do the same thing over here. Add my glue. Okay. go. Just like that. Just like that. And I'm going to take my piece of scrap. So obviously I can't use it like this, so I'm going to use it like so. It has to be 4 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlap it a bit, like maybe right around there. And then I'm just going to kind of eye measure and mark where I'm going to cut. So first thing is, let me go ahead and do this. Cut it right along here, and then I'm going to do the 4 inches. Okay. So I'm going to go like so, and I'm just going to glue it down just like that. Okay. Just like that. There we go. Easy does it. An easy, easy construction. And once again, let me there we go. Just kind of have to help it. Bit along the way. It's 1, 2, just like so. And if you want to hear that, see how nice and sturdy it is? Okay, so for the closure, okay, you can basically do any closure that you like. The simplest closure for me, I've found to be, and let me pull another project that I've been working on. To me, the easiest closure is like so. Okay, take a piece of ribbon from your stash, hot glue it down all around. Okay, leave plenty of ribbon out here so that you can make your bows and whatnot, and then just lay a piece of a decorative piece right over it, and on both sides. Okay, I'm not ready to show this yet, but yeah, I'm still working on this. So you can do that. You can do a decorative piece, a ribbon, and just add another piece of cardstock over it if you wish, and then just tie your ribbon together. But I'm not going to do that with these mini albums. So now we're ready to take our pages that we've built using the graphic 45 tags, and we want to add them to here. Okay. Pieces and go like so. Okay. And we want to go like so. just want to go like so. Now you can continue applying tape here. What I'm going to do is I've just applied tape to the areas right along here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glue and put glue all over this. Okay, and I got to see the direction that my book is facing. Okay, it goes this way, because then I'm just going to put it right along there, and then we're done. How fun is that? Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Oops. Okay. And the reason why I'm applying glue over the tape is because I want a little bit of leeway to position the pages on it. So see, we're gonna go lots of glue, lots of glue. And of course, when you put this down and you press it down, it's the glue's going to expand or flatten out. So here we go. Here we go. And I think that's it. Look right over here. Okay. Alrighty. We got it. So anyways, this is the construction of my Graphic 45 tag mini album, and what you got to do next is just decorate it. Okay, you can add your pieces here and make some bows for it. For the bow part, I just did every other page, and I used my dies from Graphic 45, chipboard pieces from Graphic 45, my stickers, dies from Spellbinders, flat back pearl gems from Graphic 45, made little tuck spots, and you just embellish it however you want. So it's very easy, very quick to make. I made an envelope here, as you can see, with a sticker. And this is a pocket as well. I glued it on 3 sides, and I think I'm going to do the same thing here, except it's going to have a little bit more volume. So yeah, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you once again in my next video. Bye!